Hello everybody, this is DeanoGTO, and this is the T49, currently at Tier 8, soon to be at Tier 9. Now, this thing in 9.18, as far as I'm aware, just gets better, but this is kind of a send-off for me for, well, I've actually got a couple of ace tankers in this thing I should probably put up in the channel, but, I was recently playing the living shit out of this thing here, because I got 95,000 XP on the grind to the T54E1, I had 95,000 XP, and then I realized, oh wait, that XP will not transfer to the tier 9 version of it, and I was just like, fuck that. And I grinded the living crap out of this thing here to try and get the T54E1 unlocked, and I just did that there literally like 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, 95,000 XP in 2 or 3 days, kind of a pain in the ass, and I abused the crap out of personal reserves because, well, that's what you do when you get grind finish quickly, and holy fuck, the T30 got wrecked. So yeah, this game here is just a generic ace tanker in the T49. You just go around, fuck shit up with the 152mm derp gun, and fuck off completely after you've annoyed the crap out of everybody you're fighting against. So yeah, the greatest thing about the T49 is this thing is going to be the bane of the existence of the tier 7 and above German light tanks. They are going to hit these things so much because, well, if you don't know, 152mm versus something that has like 8mm of armor, not going to end well for the thing with 8mm of armor, considering that thing has like 100mm of side armor, and that did 370 damage. So, yeah. Can you imagine what that does versus something with 8 armor? I've had non-penetrations where I've hit the tracks of SP1Cs where I've done like 600 damage. So yeah, and then when it comes to tier 6 light tanks, they have no hope. No hope at all. I love this gun. Just like roll up to somebody, put your gun in their face, and just go, well, you're fucked. It's so much fun, just nuke SP1Cs, Scorpion Gs, RE251s, Leopards. I did not realize how easy this gun could pen Leopards until the other day. If you shoot the lower plate of a Leopard that's flat towards you with this 76mm pen 152mm HE round, you can actually pen a Leopard frontally. It's hilarious, and you can do 1,000 damage in one shot. And I did that the other day, and like it destroyed like four modules. In fact, no, I've done it a couple times just today when I've been grinding this thing. Just shooting the lower plate of a Leopard or a Leopard PTA, and you can just nuke them. It obliterates their internal modules, and it just like takes off like 1,000 of their health, and you're just like, they're. I can just imagine if there was all chat, they would be so goddamn mad, and that is like. That's just awesome. It's so good, just annihilating things. I do have a bit of an issue when it comes to dealing with bat chats, but light tanks in general, pretty easy to kill. Bat chats can be a wee bit annoying because they're just fast enough to kind of maneuver to avoid actually getting penned by your shots, and they have enough sloping on their frontal armor to prevent you penning every time. But if you want to pen bat chats easily, load the heat rounds. They're not premium rounds, which is weird to say because normally heat rounds are guaranteed to be premium rounds, but well, except for the tier 5 Swedish TD. But yeah, the heat rounds on this thing are not premium rounds. So if you see a T49 shooting heat, it's not because they're just like making up for penetration loss or something out there. And as you can see, the reticle moved a little bit just before I fired that shot, so. That completely fucked up that shot for me. So I could have hit that. What was it, T10? Yeah, it was T10, and done some significant damage and fucked up some of his modules. And that's one thing people forget about with these 152mm derp guns. They really mess up modules on tanks. They really fuck them up, and it's awesome because of it. Let's see. Nah, didn't get that shot off fast enough. But anyway, as long as you get ammo racked in this thing, you have like roughly an 18-second reload. I use cola on this thing because, well, I just prefer to have a shorter reload if I possibly can. And for me that works. I can understand people want to use fire extinguishers because I have caught on fire in the last couple of days about 4 or 5 times, but I think it's worth it for the other games where you don't catch fire and you have a significantly faster reload. I think it takes like a second off your reload, and that can make a huge difference in a game. So yeah, it's Panther 2 right here, and I'm thinking, oh, I can pen this guy, and I fuck it up. Whoops, 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 fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. And luckily the Centurion was actually following behind me. I didn't notice that at the time. The Centurion actually followed me, and he's going to save my ass here like there's no tomorrow. I would have died if that Centurion was not there. I can guarantee that the Panther would have killed me, and because I can guarantee I would have fucked it up at some point and just ended up getting killed by him. And yeah, that did 5 critical damage, or critical modules that were destroyed by that one shot into that Panther 2. 5 modules were damaged. That's awesome. Like, I don't even know how many crew members I probably killed. It probably, like... Actually, honestly, thinking about it, it probably damaged one track on each side because it hit the very back. And then it probably damaged his engine, his fuel tank. I'm trying to think, maybe a crew member of some sort, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this gun's awesome. I love it so much. I can't wait to drive the Sheridan. The Sheridan is going to be this times 2. Because it's got more health, it's faster, it's a bigger target, but it's going to be fucking hilarious to drive a Sheridan. I need to jump onto the test server. This is 9.17.1 currently. I need to jump into the test server and get some experience in those new tier 10 light tanks, because I really want to drive the T100, because it looks like it'll be hilarious to drive. It looks like probably the closest we're ever going to get to the T50-2 again. And yeah, the Sheridan's also yeah, and I actually commented in the chat there, if you saw it, like about 30 seconds ago, where actually, can I bring it up in the chat? No, I can't. Yeah, the Centurion saved my ass there, like there was no tomorrow. I actually commented on it in the chat, and he said, yeah, he was actually making his way over. He was actually following me because he knew I was gonna fuck it up. So, thanks to him, I actually had a pretty fucking epic game here, and you're gonna see the benefit of having epic speed in a second here, where I'm just going to kind of kill steal the fuck out of this. Which one am I going to go for? The already... Nope. Nope. Bang. Going 72 kilometers an hour and bang. And yeah, I was 100% going around that guy and trying to kill him, but I got denied by the defender. I would have done it. Well, you can tell I would have done it because I didn't slow down. But yeah, I'm pretty confident me ramming that guy at top speed would have killed him. So yeah, that was a pretty fun game. I love this thing. This thing is just hilarious in everything it does. It's just hilarious. Like 152mm. It's never not funny to like shoot something with 152mm. The only time I've found that the 152 can't do damage to something is a mouse using a small liner where it'll do like 5 damage. And that's not an exaggeration. It will honestly do about 5 damage if you hit in the wrong place. It will only do like 5 damage. It's insane. So yeah, try to avoid shooting the mouse with this thing here. And the heat rounds, I don't think it's physically possible for a T49 to pen a mouse with the heat rounds. I really don't think it's possible. As far as I remember, it isn't. Like I think the rear arm on the mouse is 165, so yeah, and the heat rounds in this thing only have 152 pens, so a mouse is kind of a difficult prospect for this thing here. So to sum this thing up, it's basically a KV2 mounted on an M41 Bulldog chassis, so it's just one of the most fun machines in the game. One of the most fun machines in the game with ease, and I honestly can't wait to see what this thing is like at tier 9. And then the Sheridan at tier 10 is going to be fucking hilarious. And yeah, if you're wondering, like, the reason why, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I haven't had any gameplay up in the last couple of days because I've been grinding the shit out of the Borsig and this. I'm not going to sell this because I want to get the free tier 9. And I didn't really want to sell any of the other tier 8 light tanks I own. Like I own the lightweight, the T49, the 1390. I don't own WZ132, and I didn't own the RE251. I had unlocked all of them, but just never bothered to buy the RE251 back because I sold it ages ago and then never really bought it back. I grinded the shit out of the Borsig to unlock the Waffenträger Panzer IV, and then I sold the Borsig to buy the RE251 back. So yeah, that's the reason why, because I was just going mental, just grinding like crazy to get shit done so I can prepare for the tier 10 light tanks. So yeah, I'm really excited for the tier 10 light tanks. I think they're going to be so much fun to play. Like the T100, I can see being kind of like a tier 10 Cromwell, or in fact, the tier 10 light tanks in general are going to be kind of like tier 10 Cromwells. They're going to be mental. and I think they're going to be some of the most fun machines in the game to play. But yeah, I believe that's everything I really have to say on this thing here. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it performs at Tier 9. And you look into the statistics and see if it's nerfed in any ways to compensate for the massive engine power boost it's going to get, because it got an extra 300 horsepower added onto the engine. So I'm going to have to see like if it got nerfed in any shape or form to compensate for that there. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at that afterwards, after I've finished making this video. So yeah, I'll probably mention that in my next test server video. Like, this is just some live server video, or for some live server gameplay, just to, because I felt like it's been a while since I put up some live server gameplay. So yeah, let's go on to the post game stats. So as you can see, this was worth an ace tanker, as I mentioned in the game. 4,240 XP, and I did have premium account run in this game in particular. That's only because I got it from a mission of some sort. I can't remember what mission it was, but I completed a mission. I got premium account as a reward. That's all you really know about that. So yeah, first on the team in terms of XP, and well, third overall in the game in terms of damage. The enemy Borstig actually did, I think, the second highest damage in the game, so he did really well. Centurion Mark 7 did the best in terms of damage in the game. I got 1400 XP though. That's pretty damn good. 2 kills as well, which is also pretty sweet. So yeah. Overall, really happy with how that game went, and it really just shows you just kind of the flexibility of a vehicle like this here, because you don't really need to worry about penetrating stuff. Mainly, you're only really going for the just, if you hit them, you're going to do some damage, and that actually makes this thing here kind of interesting to play, because it makes you think, do I want to just hit the person and do some damage, or do I want to look for a place where I can pen them reliably? Like T110E4s, this thing loves T110E4s, because you just get right to the behind them, auto aim, get right behind their engine deck, they can't do shit about it. Unload 152mm explodes right into their ass, and you'll do like 1,000 damage. It's amazing. I love doing that there so much, because they can do nothing about it. It's so easy and so much fun to do. So yeah, if you want to just like learn like weaker points on a vehicle, these kind of really low pen guns are really good for that there, because it means that it kind of forces you to learn what vehicles you can and can't pen. So if you're against something like an E75, you're not going to pen that. But if you're, well, unless you're using the heat rounds, actually that's a good point. You could probably learn some weak points just using the heat rounds, but things like E100s and things like that are probably going to be completely immune to those heat rounds. So that's why you have the HE rounds. So yeah, these things here, light tanks like this, are some of the most fun you can have in this game. So yeah, I would 100% recommend trying to get the T49 prior to 9.18 releasing, because at least if you get it in 9.17.1, you're going to get a tier 9, and I believe you're going to get the M41 as well. I'm not 100% sure on that there. That may have been something they did for the test server. Like, they've changed their mind on how the crew retraining is going to work. So if you have the T49, it'll be automatically retrained for the tier 9 version of the T49 instead of being put onto the M41 like it was originally on the test server. So at least that's what I read. In that the like review of the Russian tank line, the light tank line, that was put up on World Tanks EU fairly recently. If you look into that there, it says like the crew will move up with the tank if it changes tier. So yeah, that's what I'm understanding from that. So the one thing I'm kind of sorry about 9.18 is that the Scout Panther doesn't make a return. I'm genuinely a bit sad about that, because I love the Scout Panther. It was basically the LTTB before the LTTB was a thing, and I really am kind of sad that it didn't make a comeback. Instead, we got the HWK, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, I kind of get it, because it makes more sense for the line. But I'm also kind of sad because I missed the Scout Panther. Scout Panther was a lot of fun to play. Not as much fun as this, but it was still a lot of fun, because you could ram things like T62S and do more damage to them than you would yourself, which was hilarious. So yeah, yeah, I will always miss that tank, considering it's gone now. So yeah, not really much else to say that I can think of. So yeah, let me know, what do you think of the current tier 8 light tanks, and their tier 9 versions in 9.18? Do you think they're better, or do you think they're a bit worse, or how do you feel about them? Like, I know I personally am a big supporter of the tier 10 light tanks, because tier 10 light tanks I think will be badass to play. So yeah, So that's all I really have to say. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.